Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to be going over my Hellcat Durango, all the options that I built with it. As you see, I have the window sticker over here. I also got it laminated at FedEx for like $5 so it doesn't get damaged or stained or anything like that. I'll go over all the options that I cooked with it. It took me, whoever is wondering, it took me like 3 months to get this, especially due to the chip shortage, COVID, and all that stuff. So there was a delay. I'll tell you guys what options I opted on just because I thought it was a waste of money on something I would not use, and what was the total price I paid with all the extra stuff that I added to it. So we'll get started on the outside real quick. There's only like 2 things I have to mention to you, and then we'll move on to the interior and I'll show you all the optional equipment that I equipped with this. So starting from the exterior, there's 2 things like I mentioned. The first one is going to be the paint. I went with Octane Red Pearl Coat, which was an additional $395. I think, going over all the colors that I've seen on the Hellcat Durangos, this color, black and white, are probably the top 3. All the other colors are kind of too much. I think they're, they're way overdue. So I went with this one. This is the same color as my Trackhawk, if you guys remember that. But what's weird is the Trackhawk had the same paint code, which is PRV, but had a different name. The name on the Trackhawk was Velvet Red. This one here, they name it Octane Red Pearl Coat, but the same color. So that's the color I went with. And now for the second option that I upgraded to was the Pirelli P0 295 45 ZR20 BSW 3-season tires. These were an extra $595. So the factory ones, I believe they're Pirelli Scorpions, if I'm not mistaken. If you guys know what the exact ones are, comment down below, but I think that's the right ones. I've had a couple buddies who had Trackhawks, had Durangos with those tires, and they're really crappy. So I think it's worth it to upgrade to these. They hook really good. Of course, if you're factory still, they do the job, and they're all season tires, so you can run them during the winter or the summer and they'll do you just fine. One option I did opt out of, and I think it was the only option, was the adaptive cruise control. So I had that option on my Trackhawk, and I believe it's a couple $1,000, and I've never used it, not a single time. So adaptive cruise control, you get this camera or lens right in the center over here, or what you call it, radar. And what it does is, let's say you're on the freeway cruising and a car was to cut in front of you, the camera or the radar will pick it up and it'll slow down on its own instead of having you brake and do all that. So yeah, it's a nice feature, but it's not something that I'm going to use and I have to spend another couple $1,000s on. So I opted out of that. And the other option I didn't put on here was the spare tire. Let me show you that. The spare tire was like another, I believe, like $400 or $500, and I didn't put it on mine. So as you can see, I don't have a spare. My Trackhawk did. My Trackhawk had a compact spare tire. As I said, I never used it, so I didn't go with that option either. Now we'll move on. Damn, that bike's flying. We'll move on to the interior. Give her a quick start. Got a nice SRT and a cat badge will load up on your screen over there. So moving on to the interior, and this is where all the extra stuff I went with. So going over the base price real quick, if you wanted just a regular Trackhawk, if you wanted the regular Hellcat Durango with no extra equipment, no extra options, that right there is the price you're gonna pay, $80,995. Now, of course, with this, you're gonna get your factory Hellcat supercharged V8. You're gonna get the all-wheel drive 8-speed transmission, but you're not gonna get all the extra stuff that you're gonna want to get unless you pay for it. So we already went over the paint and we already went over the tires. Now we're gonna go over the interior. I did go with the high performance Laguna leather seats, which was another $1,595. And these are your seats, obviously, and they are red. Now, I did also go with the rear DVD entertainment center, which was almost $2 grand. Now, these are the TVs down here. If you guys watched the first video when I took delivery, I was asking everybody if they knew how to like play movies and stuff back there. And some of the comments were helpful, some of them weren't, but I did get it to work. And I'll do a whole nother video on that if you guys are, if you guys have one of these, and I'll show you how to use it yourself, and which is pretty cool. You can actually see what's going on here. So this is a device I'm using. It's a Chromecast, and that's how I cast all my movies. But like I said, we'll save it for another video. It's a lot of explaining to do. You can also play Blu-ray disc movies through the center console over here. I've never tried that out yet, so if you ever have a CD or like a movie you want to play for your kids, that's where you put the CD in. Another package is, oh, I also got the black package, which is $1,845, and we're gonna talk about that real quick. I forgot to mention that from the exterior. So part of the black package, you get these really nice painted wheels, and they're like a granite color, they're not black. You get the blacked out badges, you get the black out, well, I don't know why I'm saying black. The only thing black is the mirror covers, but these are not the silver that you're supposed to have. They're more of like a painted granite color. They match the wheels. You get the painted black mirror covers, and also the deck lid badges matching the fender and the wheels. So that's a pretty cool option over there, and I believe that's really it for the black package. But it looks a lot better than having the other wheels, which I'll show you guys a picture of them. They're really ugly, and the badges and the mirrors, they kind of look really nice. So that's that for the black package. And what else we got on here? We got, oh, this was a must because I have my trailer, so I added the trailer tow group, which is $1,195. Oh, look at that. So it's part of the trailer. I didn't know this. So part of the trailer group, you get a compact spare tire. I believe the spare tire is mounted under the car, maybe. And then you get a trailer brake controller, which is right over here. And then this was a big ticket over here. The premium interior group was $2,495, and this includes a suede headliner. I don't know if you can pick that up on camera. Gives it that really nice extra look on the interior. You got the premium instrument panel, which is this over here. If you don't get the premium interior group, this is just going to be black, and I thought it looks really nice with the red. And then also you get the where's it at? Oh, the forged carbon fiber interior accents, which are these over here. This is really nice. The Trackhawk had like the other type of carbon fiber, which is also pretty cool, but this new stuff looks really nice as well. Red seat belts was only $100, so I had to get that as well. Got red seat belts throughout the truck. And then power sunroof, that was a must. They don't make these with the panoramic roof. That's only for the Trackhawks. What else we got on here? We got the 19 Harman Kardon amp speaker with subwoofer. That was $1,085. We already talked about the tires, $595. And the blind spot detection was $495. Most of you guys know what that is. That small triangle in the mirror, if you got someone in your blind spot, will light up and it will tell you if someone is there. So after all of that, all the extra stuff that I put on here, the total was $95,675. No, that's not what I paid. That was just the total price on the sticker. I got the Chrysler employee discount, so that was, I think, $7,000 cheaper plus tax and all that. So just minus that off that, and that's what I paid for this. And that's really it on the window sticker. So I only have 398 miles on here. I haven't even broken in at 500 miles. I was in LA last week for a couple days, so it just sat. But we're gonna break it in. We're gonna get to the 500 mile mark, and then that's when the launch control is gonna be available. And that's when I want to set up my trailer and put my car on there, my 300, and see how it's gonna tow with that. I just didn't want to put that much weight on here when it's still gonna break then. Going through the radio real quick. This is a new touchscreen. It's different than the Trackhawk and all the other Jeeps. Well, you know what? The Grand Cherokee L, the one that I got from my mom, has the same screen. And I'm not sure what, I think this is a 10-inch. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it's really nice. It looks a lot more updated. The nav on here, you can zoom in and out. Let me show you this real quick. It's really responsive. You got 3D. Really cool. I don't really use the navigation because I got Apple CarPlay, and then you know what that is, so you can plug in your phone, your maps pull up on here. With comfort, you got factory heated and vented seats, so you can turn them on through there. Heated steering wheel, that's a really great option, especially in the winter. What else? You got your SRT pages right through here. If you don't want to activate it through here, you can just hit the SRT button down below, and then it'll bring up your SRT pages. Which is pretty cool because the Trackhawk doesn't have all this, but the Trackhawk does have race cooldown mode, and I noticed that the Durangos don't. So you can set it up the way you want. Of course, Trackhawk being the max power you can push up. If you go to track setup, you can set it up how you want to with the transmission, your paddle shifters, your all-wheel drive. Oh, see, that's pretty cool. The Trackhawk didn't have that. With this one, you could separate how you want the all-wheel drive to be. You could put 50-50, which is 50% to the front, 50% to the back. Your suspension and steering. So a lot of cool options you can play around with. With tow, like I said, I do have my trailer, so if I'm towing my trailer, I'll select that option. What else we got on here? You got your race options down here. Launch control, you got the launch control button down here as well. Your shift light, which I think is on. Yep, it is. The green light is activated. Just a lot of things you can play around with. Performance pages where you can check your time, 0 to 60. I haven't tried it out yet. Like I said, I haven't broke it in at the 500-mile mark, so we're not going to do all that until we break it in to make sure everything is safe. Now, you do have an option to where's my phone again? You do have an option to connect the USB and save everything onto here. I've never tried that out as well. And then what else do we got? Oh, I did show you guys the media part. So on the next video, I want to show you how to play movies back here. You can actually just listen and hit this button over here, and then you can listen on to whatever is playing back there. And then if you hit this button, whatever is playing on the screen will pop up here. The only bad thing about it is you can't watch while you're driving. So let me show you how it works. Oops. So if you put it in drive, so right now it's showing whatever's on the screen. If I pull off, I think after a couple feet, see, it goes away. So you can't keep that playing while you're driving. Now I'm gonna pop the hood open for you guys. Nothing really too special. Same thing as you see on the Trackhawks and all the other Hellcats. But these do push a couple of horses more than the Trackhawk do. I think this one makes 710 horsepower. Trackhawks make 707. But now moving on to the defects that I found in here after I picked it up. So if you guys watched the video when I took delivery of this thing, I didn't allow the dealer to prep it. I took it home with all the plastics on it, not a single. I didn't even let them wash it. I didn't let them do anything but unload it from the trailer. So when I got home, I washed it myself, and actually no, I took it to Dearborn hand wash. They washed it for me, but I did the interior myself. I prepped it, took all the plastics off, and then I started to realize all the defects that are on here that the dealership didn't check for because they didn't prep it. So we'll start off with the hood. I don't know if you can catch this on camera, but right over here where my finger is pointing, there's a ding in this body line. Now if you're standing in front of the hood just like this, you really can't see it, but once you get to this corner, you see it's a nasty old ding right in there. So that's one, and then we'll talk about more in a second. On this door, it has like this paint issue right at this corner, or right at the edge. I hope this camera can see it, but you can see it right over there. It's right in this door. It looks like I believe this is a 3-stage paint, so maybe in the pearls, the pearl kind of dripped and the clear coat went over it. So I don't know how they would even fix that. So that's the second one. And then I've seen someone's comment, I don't remember who commented, but the exhaust tips, this one over here on the right hand side is good. The one on the left hand side is like facing to the left, so it's like almost touching the rear valence. So I have to get that fixed as soon as possible so it doesn't melt my my lower diffuser or valence, whatever you want to call this thing. That's the really only thing I caught so far. I did also see this this little indentation in the rear quarter. It's not too bad. I think the other side is kind of similar, so I didn't really pay attention to that. But the hood one is the most noticeable one, and it kind of bothers me because I know it's there. So I'm not sure what the dealership could do. I don't want them to paint it. If they're gonna require me to drop it off so they can fix it with paint, whatever, I'm not gonna do it. I'll take it over to like a PDR shop and have them fix it with a paintless dent repair kit. So that's that. And then the one for the door, I think I'm just gonna live with it, leave it the way it is. It's not crazy noticeable. I just know it's there. Other than that, what else we got on the outside? You got your factory 6-piston brakes in the front, and you got your 4-piston brakes in the back. These are pretty cool. They don't say Brembo on them anymore. They say SRT. So a little bit of change from the past couple years. So compared to my Trackhawk, this thing has a lot more space. I like these captain seats in the middle section, and you got your 3rd row seat back there. You can also fold those seats for extra storage, which most likely is what I'm gonna do I don't have a big load of people in here. And then this is how your screen looks for your TV. Like I said, I'll show you guys how to cast and play movies and YouTube and all that stuff back here. And it works, and it's really nice, and it's really cheap. This whole thing cost me about 30 bucks. You can get it off Amazon or Best Buy is where I got mine from. And I'll show you guys how to use it on the next video. All right, guys, so there is a spare tire. I didn't know that. The ones on the Trackhawk is like right under that section where I'll show you here now. On the Trackhawk, once you lift this thing over, the spare tire is right over there. But I guess on the Durangos, they put it right under, which is pretty smart. Now you have extra storage going on inside of here, and then you can have a spare tire under it, which I'm not sure of how you would take it down. I think it's right through that compartment, but we're not doing that now. Now I'll take you guys on a quick spin, and we'll wrap this video up real quick. Put this thing back in auto. Oh, and also this thing has an eco mode, so if you put this in eco mode, what they say is it like goes off of 4 cylinders, so you're kind of saving some fuel. I haven't really tested it out yet, so I don't know if that theory is right or wrong. So let's take you guys on a quick spin, and then when I come back, I'll set up my other camera, and I'll show you guys how the exhaust sounds. It sounds a lot better than the Trackhawk does. It kind of sounds like you have a mid-muffler delete when you don't. Let me get it off eco so we can kind of open her up. And the supercharger whine is a lot louder too. So I really like this Durango, man, compared to the Trackhawk. I'm already liking it a lot more. Let's see if I can guys hear it. Hear it? With the Trackhawk, man, I even put the leg maker, not the leg maker, it was a AFI or AFE intake on there. It was like almost 900 bucks, and it didn't really make a huge difference. So I can't even imagine if we put like a leg maker on here or something, how loud it would sound. And can you notice the exhaust note, how different it is? Let me take you guys the other way. See, the supercharger whine is noticeable. All right, guys, so as of now, as of today is the 31st October, and I still haven't received any notification or any emails from Facebook or Instagram in regards to my Instagram account. So we're still working on getting that back. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update. I have also noticed in the comment section, a lot of people have been asking, you know, what can they do for, you know, for a living, or what can they do in their life to do what I do. It's really not that hard, honestly. You know, people make it seem a lot harder than what it is. But if you guys are really interested in me doing a video just on that, I will. So let me know in the comment section down below. Believe it or not, I mean, I'm 25 years old, and I drove off with this brand new Durango with 0 down. I literally signed, and I drove it off the lot with not a dollar out of my pocket. So that's the power of credit, and we'll get into that in a different video if you guys are wanting me to. A lot of people are hard believers and, oh, cash is everything, but it's really not. I mean, cash is king, but credit is advantage, so you guys have to think about it that way. Let's say you didn't have any cash, and you know your credit is really good. The only person who's really gonna hand out, hand you out some money are the banks or credit card companies. If you don't got credit and you don't got cash, you're kind of stuck in a dilemma where you don't have either one. So, well, like I said, we'll talk about that in a whole different video. If you guys are interested in that, just let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll do a whole video of how you can boost up your credit, how to start your credit, and how you can literally work with free money. I know it sounds crazy, but it's a lot of explaining to do. Once you get your credit to a certain point, you'll start to receive offers from like credit card companies, and it's a balance transfer offer. If you guys already are into the whole thing, you already know what that is. All right, guys, so before we wrap up today's video, I want to give you guys a quick exhaust note, and I'll have you hear how this thing sounds, which sounds amazing, man. Compared to the Trackhawk, it has a really nice tone to it. I don't know what they did different on this is, but I'll set you up with this camera over here. I don't know if I can do this one hand, but then we'll give her a start up, and then I'll have you guys hear the revs. All right, so I don't think it makes a difference with the active exhaust, but we'll put her in track mode, and then we'll rev it up a couple times. All right. guys, so that's really gonna be it for today's video. Quick information for you guys. So if you have a Hellcat Durango or a Trackhawk, they are not making them anymore. So whatever you have invested into it, you could probably make some money and sell it now. I got a really good offer on this the way it was, but I wanted to hold on to it because I know it's gonna keep going up in value. So these are no longer in production according to my dealership. You can't even order these. So whatever you have now, man, hold on to it for a couple months and then you can make some really good money on them if you want to sell it. So that's really gonna be it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you back on the next one.